I read somewhere that your mom was sentenced to 20 years in prison. What happened?
20 years in prison.
What did she do?
She got caught with drugs.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, she was taking some drugs in Philadelphia to sell some drugs. 10 kilograms of cocaine and 7 gallons of PCP. And, she got caught on the 40 freeway in Oklahoma. Person she was riding with was smoking weed, and they kind of was swerving and dozing off. They were driving. My mom was sleeping. She woke up to it.
Okay.
But she was accountable. She didn't just place the blame on the dude, and the other dude actually, the guy snitched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how it goes. When you live in the life.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how old were you when she went in that last time?
24.
Okay.
24. Okay.
So, how did that change your life? I mean, at that point.
How did it change my life? There's a part of me that didn't feel as strong as I should have been. Like, I was just getting out of the streets myself and pursuing, rap as a career. Mm-hmm. And there's a regret part where, maybe if I would have went to school and became a pharmacist, I would have had enough money saved up to try to bail her out or hire the greatest attorney. She had a good attorney, but not the best one. Mm-hmm. Maybe if I would have went different ways. So there's a level of like self-blame where it's like, damn, I wasn't strong enough to fix the problem. And in those days, every day, she died in 2010.
Right.
In prison. So every day, there's so many days I wake up and, it's a level of just pure sadness that I can't talk to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, right now she'd be home. She would have been home probably, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how it's changed me moving forward is I stopped taking people for granted.
Yeah.
That was the last person, that was one of the main people that I didn't take her presence. I didn't understand that it was on this borrowed time. I thought I would have my mother till I was 60 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe 70 years old, to not have her, and then my history wouldn't allow me to go visit her. They wouldn't let me see her. So all I had was a phone conversation. So, the last time I saw my mom, was, I was 24. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then, it was time to bury her. So the way it's changed me is, I refuse to take other people for granted. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to have everybody in life. And you got to be prepared because, somebody might not be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what happened to her inside? Was she sick?
It's funny because Dublin got closed down because of mistreatment of prisoners.
Wow.
So, she ended up getting sick and she had a cardiac arrest, but, I've met prisoners that was doing time with my mom and they said the prison mishandled her situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And now Dublin, the prison, I think, if I remember correctly, I'm going to look, I think it got shut down for how they were treating prisoners.
Mm.
Can you sue them?
I could. And this is going to sound crazy, but I think that's what my mom wanted me to do.
You should, man. You should sue them. Hey.
I don't know if money will make me feel better, but it might make them feel worse. So
I mean, that's sometimes
pay me for my pen.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not so much about the money, but it's about like you need to be held accountable for those actions. You know what I mean?
So the Federal Correctional Institution Dublin, a women's prison in California, was permanently closed in 2024 following a scandal involving staff sexual misconduct, unsafe conditions, and constitutional rights violation. The closure was announced after a 60-minute report of an FBI investigation highlighted the culture of abuse leading to inmates being moved to other facilities in December 2024. The government reached a large settlement with many of the women who were sexually assaulted there.
Wow.
So it was like I think it was a mistreatment, and I think it was obvious. And even all, like I've met girls that was doing time with my mom, and they were saying that it was just, some things they did wrong.
Yeah.
Nah, man, get a lawyer, bro.
And I know you did some advocacy work, right? Trying to like change some laws around prison. Yeah. That's great.
I did it for a few years, but when I realized the system isn't broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just broke. For us, it's just not meant to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's rough,
It
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks like crazy.
Yeah.
But you know.